We have lots of wonderful substitutes helping us out. So this is our meditation time. So here's a slide of the meditation you might want to think about in the next 15 minutes while Kevin plays soft music and we get ready for our service. Okay, here's the slide. I can't even see it from here. Okay. My willingness to be vulnerable opens myself up to love, joy, sadness, heartbreak, and all the things in between, creating an expanded space to live and grow. We'll see you in 15 minutes. Thank you, Kevin. That was gorgeous music. Welcome again to the Center for Spiritual Living in beautiful downtown Visalia. It's gorgeous here today. This is our meet and greet time, so I hope you'll get yourself a little snack, coffee, whatever it is that you want to settle into, and watch our wonderful slides for the next 15 minutes, and at 10:30, we'll get started.
Test, test. Okay, good morning. There was another host at the beginning. I had a unexpected errand I had to run, so I'm back. I'm John Lehman, and I'm on the Board of Trustees here at the Visalia Centers for Spiritual Living. And as soon as everybody gets seated, we're going to have some joyous music coming up. So take it away, band.
Here's a little song I wrote. Might want to sing it note for note, but don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when we worry we make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh, don't worry, be happy. Ooh, don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh, got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed, but don't worry. Be happy. Landlord says your rent is late. You might have to litigate, but don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh, don't worry, be happy now. Ooh, don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh, ain't got no place to lay no style. Ain't got no gal to make you smile, but don't worry. Be happy. 'Cause when you worry, your face will frown. That will bring everybody down. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh, don't worry, be happy now. Ooh, don't worry. Ooh, be happy. Ooh, don't worry, be happy.
So is everybody happy now? That song is hard to listen to and not come out the other end feeling happy. So I'd like to welcome all of you here and afar, because we have people in cyberspace that are tuning in, and we have actually have people here, which is really cool. So again, my name is John Lehman, and I'm on the Board of Trustees at Centers for Spiritual Living, Visalia. And you saw Donna. She substituted for me because I had to do an unexpected errand there for a while. So, okay. So I think the next thing on our agenda is Donna's going to do some announcements.
You can hear, but no one else can now. Okay, good morning. We have just one other person up in the booth today, and it takes more than that to get us going today. So welcome to our returning guests today, and we have a nice crowd here today. So the first thing I want to show you is what we did yesterday. We had this great today, and we have a nice crowd here today. So the first thing I want to show you is what we did yesterday. We had this great today, and we have a nice crowd here today. So the first thing
Okay,
we're going to wait a minute. Woo. Okay, we're going to try it again. Am I coming back? So we're going to show us, yes, we're going to the paintings. So yesterday we had a paint and sip day. We have some of our wonderful painters here today, and David Herrera was here to show us how to paint. We started with sky, went to mountains, went to trees, went to flowers, and we had a wonderful time. It was our first fundraiser of the year. It took us a little while to get it going, but it was a great time, and so it was fun to do. So let's go to our announcements. We have a board meeting today at 12 noon. Yay, Sheila's excited. And we hope all of you are welcome to come, either here in person or on Zoom. You can find the Zoom link on our website. So anybody, we always want people to come and see what we're talking about and what we're trying to do here. So everybody is welcome to stay for that. And now the next Stan keeps running back and forth up there. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm really excited about. Remember last September we started this crane project? Well, and then we hung some, and they got stolen. We hung them out on the trees outside. And then we hung some more, and I don't know if the wind got them or what, but they were all on the ground a few days later. So we finally finished all of them. We did like 60 cranes, and those are some of them you see on the screen. And we're finally going to hang them all in the trees after service next Sunday, and we're going to have a blessing of the cranes. Now, you don't remember, but we started this whole crane business 2 years ago when we did origami cranes. Ann and Sharon did 1,000 origami cranes, and they're still in the windows. They're still standing behind me before International Peace Day, which is in September. So then this last year, we said, okay, let's continue with our cranes, and we'll do another crane project. We wrapped all these crane forms in yarn and started hanging them outside, and it didn't work, but we're going to put so many in the trains this time, they're really going to be visible, and it's going to be wonderful. So stay after service. It'll just be a short thing. We'll have some lemonade and little snacks, and we'll have a blessing of the cranes, and we'll finally finish this project. So I'm going to turn it over now to Reverend Nan for more announcements.
Well, good morning. Thanks, Donna. And we are managing to get everything done here in spite of some illnesses and unplanned absences. So big thanks to Donna Williams for filling in on the vocals there with Kevin and the band unexpectedly and without very much rehearsal. Thank you so much for doing that. And now the announcements, we're going to have our annual meeting on the 30th. That's the last Sunday of the month. It'll start at 12. There's going to be a potluck. And there's going to be election of board members, new various reports, financials, you name it. We've got it covered. The board members report, my report, some team reports for things that we've done throughout the year. And we're going to have a few new topics of interest to consider, including the recently suggested adult Sunday school before service. So you're not going to want to miss that. And next week, I'm going to be off, and Reverend Susan Overland, who happens to be our regional service coordinator for Centers for Spiritual Living, will be providing the message. I think you'll find it to be a nice break. Now, Reverend Susan serves all the ministers and their centers in a huge area that extends from just above LA to the Northern California border and then towards the east. And this is just another benefit of being part of our larger organization, Centers for Spiritual Living. I've been working with Reverend Susan as a support person for our center and for the regional ministers, and we meet regularly. And she is just an absolute delight. So I'm certain you're going to enjoy having her with us. Now, here's a really special thing. You know, you may have seen the slide when the slides were going on there. On Saturday, April 29th, I'm going to host a Zoom matinee for the only recorded episode of Dr. Holmes' TV show from 1956 called This Thing Called Life. Now, this is an amazing presentation that's been remastered from the original kinescope to today's digital media, and it's been provided to all the ministers to share by the Science of Mind Archives. Now, the Science of Mind Archives is an amazing branch of our organization because they house all of the memorabilia, all of the documents and personal effects of Dr. Holmes and his wife Hazel, and all the folks who are in New Thought. So we're going to show this on Zoom because it allows everyone from our physical and online campuses to participate. Right now, we'd like to determine whether there's a preference for a Saturday morning matinee at 10:30 or an afternoon at 2 p.m. The video is about 30 minutes, and I plan to have us share and chat about it just a little while afterwards. I think there's going to be much to at least enjoy for a few moments together. So everyone in the sanctuary, Donna is going to keep count of this. So for those of you who are there who would like a morning matinee at 10:30, please raise your hands and keep them up long enough so Donna can count. All righty, so I see that we have 4 for the morning. And now for anybody who would like the afternoon 2 o'clock matinee, please raise your hands. Again, this will be on Zoom, so you can pop in, be there for a half hour, pop out. We thought it'd be good to have everybody who might we get for this. So we've got 4 again. We've got 5. Stan's showing me we've got 5. All right. So we're going to do the afternoon. The Zoom link's going to be on our website within the next 48 hours. There'll be postings on our Facebook page also. So everyone in our community, whether you're global or in Visalia there locally, you'll be able to join us for this really special event. I think you'll really enjoy it. There isn't anything like seeing and hearing Dr. Holmes talk science of mind. It's an amazing experience that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you. So now that we have that all settled, it's time for our inclusivity quote. And today's quote is from Carol Greening, who's one of our team members. And we meet every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And the team discusses current events. We'll be doing a report at the annual meeting also about the things that we've done and the plans that we may have coming up. And so this is the quote that we bring in every week from one of our team members. And right now, I think you've got it up on the screen. So you'll see it's from Thich Nhat Hanh. And it says, letting go gives us freedom. And freedom is the only condition for happiness. If in our heart, we still cling to anything, anxiety, anger, or possessions, we cannot be free. You know, one of our basic spiritual principles is freedom for everyone, that personal freedom where we can be free to express who we really are. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our virtual practitioner, Sonia Hart, who comes to us from Barbados. She's part of our online campus and part of our online community. And I have to tell you that we have heard the word that it's difficult to hear Sonia. And, you know, the technology and the microphones on computers are not always that great. And in Barbados, there's always a possibility that sometimes things won't work quite properly. So the practitioner corps, Janice Lehman and myself, have gifted Sonia with a better microphone. It's kind of like the one that, well, it is exactly the one that I use also. And it should be getting there. You know, the International Postal Service takes its time. So as soon as she has it, you'll be hearing her more clearly all the time when she dials in to be here with us over Zoom. So Sonia, I am going to pass this off to you for the affirmation and the opening treatment. And after that, we'll have some more music.
Good morning, CSL Visalia. Today's affirmation is, my willingness to be vulnerable opens myself up to love, joy, sadness, heartbreak, and all the things in between, creating an expanded space to live and grow. My willingness to be vulnerable opens myself up to love, joy, sadness, heartbreak, and all the things in between, creating an expanded space to live in. And now I'm going to ask you to absorb all of that in and just exhale as we go into our invocation. You may close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, or you can keep your eyes open. As we come together today in the divine presence, in that divine love, in the allness that is everywhere, that is all things, in that allness that we call God, which is love, peace, joy, harmony. Each and every one of us present here is an embodiment and a reflection of the great oneness that we call God, that is all things, that is love, joy, peace, and harmony. Each one of us is an expression of all that God is. And so I speak my word, knowing that vulnerability is a gift. It is a gift that opens us up to love, to joy, to heartbeat, to disappointment. Within that gift, there is the blossoming of spiritual awakening, of deeper faith, of inner strength and courage. And for this, I give thanks. I give thanks for the gift of vulnerability, knowing that it is a gift. And so I release this word to the law. The law works out all the details as to how vulnerability shows up and how it is managed. And I know that it is done, and so it is. Thank you so much.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. No need to make a plan, your heart will be your compass. Just lift your sails in faith and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery.
Good morning, and welcome again to everyone at our physical campus there on Locust Street in Visalia and our online campus. You know, wherever you may be, I'm just really happy to have you join us. I really am truly excited to present Dr. Holmes' TV video on Zoom on the 29th. It's such an amazing thing to see. And, you know, it gives us an opportunity to really get a feel for Dr. Holmes, the way he presented things. It's a little bit different genre back in that age, but it's a beautiful way of speaking, and his presentation is so heartfelt that you'll love it. And I expect that we'll be able to have just a little bit of rich conversation afterwards also, which is always a benefit when we get to communicate with and be with like-minded folks. Now, you know, this week we're continuing our exploration of the power of vulnerability. And in the past 2 weeks, we've shared some insights about vulnerability and how it benefits us and others. Today, I'd like to focus more on us as individuals and how vulnerability benefits each of us in our conscious growth. We just shared in our affirmation that our willingness to be vulnerable opens us up to many things: love, joy, sadness, heartbreak, and everything in between. And that includes creating an expanded space in which to live and grow. Vulnerability requires that we exercise our letting go muscles with ease and our welcoming in muscles with openness. My talk title of Letting Go and Welcoming In reflects this. And as we start, I'd like to ask a little question for your consideration. How willing are you to open, learn, and experience vulnerability? You know, our willingness in anything is the stepping stone to growth. When we're closed and set in our beliefs, feelings, or judgments about ourselves, it's a little bit difficult to be willing to open to vulnerability. As I was considering my message today, I thought about how resistant we can be to welcoming anything new, anything different, anything not like us or what we're used to in our life, our community, or our family. I was reminded of my son when he was just being introduced to baby food. I would bet all of us have had the experience of feeding a little person something new as they were growing up and wearing most of it as they rejected it. Now, with my son's introduction to baby food, it was green beans. And frankly, I didn't think they were that great either. Well, that first little dab of green beans exploded like fireworks all over his high chair, me, my son, and a large percentage of the kitchen. I had no idea it was possible to get such an amazing distribution pattern from a single quarter teaspoon of baby food. Needless to say, we didn't try green beans again for a while, but by golly, we did bring them back at intervals, and eventually he decided he liked them. I would also add that I was totally prepared for the next introduction after that first green bean bomb detonation. You know, our willingness to be vulnerable works a lot like that too. If you're sitting there thinking there's no way you're going to open to anything that could be painful, hurtful, humiliating, or otherwise dreadful, that's not how willingness works. The situation that has created the emotional distraction from our innate wholeness is a lot like the green bean bomb. It leaves a huge impression, but it can be cleaned up with love and willingness. Opening to the possibility of vulnerability is making the first call to the cleanup crew. And the cleanup crew is our spiritual principles and practices that enlighten, heal, strengthen, guide, and support us. At this moment, I'm going to take a leap of faith that everyone's willing to hear more information, and we're going to start the process with one of our core concepts of science of mind, wholeness. Now, that's a big concept for most of us. Ernest Holmes observed that while, excuse me, we've got some good pollen stuff going on here and I have a little bit of a froggish. Ernest Holmes observed that while spirituality is a quality of expression, religion is a form of expression. Spirit's expression is universal in origin and concept, and it's inclusive of all cultures and belief systems. It's a quality, not a form. The so-called golden thread of truth is the fundamental core of truth found at the heart of all religions and spiritual systems. And it is the wholeness paradigm. Now, as a reminder, a paradigm is an all-encompassing worldview. As other paradigms come and go, the wholeness paradigm continues to evolve into fresh expressions individually and collectively. Ernest Holmes' intuition of the wholeness paradigm is stated this way: life is one perfect wholeness. The universe is a unit. God is one. Now, this is the basis for Holmes' declaration concerning the perception of wholeness, in which he said, to see the universe whole is to know that all things are healed. In fact, in our philosophy, you will often hear that there is nothing to be healed, only wholeness to be revealed. In his synthesized wisdom, Ernest Holmes perceived a profoundly original and timely way to present one of the oldest truths we know. He said, the cosmos is a unity. All experience to the contrary is the consequence of false perception, and that all false perceptions may be healed. Now, Plotinus, a 3rd century CE philosopher of the wholeness paradigm from whom Holmes acquired much of his insight, observed that there are 3 modes of knowledge: opinion, science, and revelation. And we honor all of those in Science of Mind. And these may have been the original inspirations for Holmes' definition of religious science, which he called a compilation of the opinions of philosophy, the laws of science, and the revelations of religions applied to the aspirations of man. Thus understood, metaphysical perfection of wholeness is not a performance standard, such as being good, doing well, or presenting an unblemished appearance. Metaphysical perfection is a standard of consciousness, the consciousness of lacking nothing. And in this consciousness, we perceive unbroken wholeness. Only as our consciousness is freed from all performance-based, appearance-based, approval-based, goodness-based, and other conditionally anchored criteria of perfect expression, are we thereby enabled to be in that consciousness of original divine perfection. This is the natural state of the divine spark within us that is beyond human condition and can never be changed or destroyed by anything or anyone. It is that which realizes wholeness, as Dr. Holmes described in this statement: perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. Now, this idea of perfect might be really intimidating also, since as humans, we are set in our beliefs about what that means in innumerable ways that we are taught and absorb as we live our lives. The wholeness paradigm doesn't mean we strive for human perfection according to those parameters. Wholeness doesn't just mean or include the things we love about ourselves, our experiences, or our lives. It does also include those parts of us that we would rather hide, those experiences in our lives we would rather not have had, and all the messiness in between. Yep, this is all a part of wholeness. Without this understanding of wholeness, vulnerability would not be possible. Wholeness creates the container for us to step into and live our most authentic lives. And wholeness is big enough for all of it. You know, on a personal level, vulnerability calls us to reflect on ourselves with gentle eyes, love, and compassion, to be willing to observe all aspects of ourselves, those we're super excited to let others see, and those that we would rather stuff in a closet and throw away the key. Awareness is a key aspect of vulnerability in that it is an ever-growing, ever-evolving knowing of who we are. It represents the fullness of our own individualized expression. Nobody else is just like any one of us. We are unique individuations of spirit. You know, when we're able to make friends with all of the parts of ourselves, we can then begin to not only look at these parts with new eyes, but honor them and begin to allow ourselves to express fully. Now, sometimes we have such a wide negative bias that we can't see the good parts of ourselves and others. And I like to think about Judge Thomas Troward when I get into my what's not right focus, and I can do that, let me tell you. Dr. Holmes resonated so much with Troward's teaching about the creative process in our evolution of spiritual consciousness. And personally, I love Troward's teachings because they're so practical. He notes in the in the Edinburgh and Doré lectures, the law of flotation was not discovered by contemplating the sinking of things, but by contemplating the floating of things which floated naturally, and then intelligently asking why they did so, right? It's so simple. As we focus our attention and awareness on that which we want to create in our life, it's in this awareness that we are empowered to bring our whole selves to life. We do this through self-contemplation and sacred study that opens us to compassionately care for ourselves by releasing judgment. Our practice of spiritual mind treatment builds empowerment as we constructively use the creative process to create full, rich lives and love ourselves and others more fully. A key ingredient to vulnerability is the willingness to let go and allow us to fully embrace all aspects of our lives. Now, this can be easier said than done. Fear and uncertainty can be barriers to vulnerability, and creating walls so high and thick that nothing gets in and nothing gets out. Allowing the fullest expression of ourselves can be uncomfortable. And let's be honest, sometimes it's even terrifying. But it's in this allowing that we are able to live life out loud. Bricks of insecurity, old thought patterns, and societal frameworks, just to name a few, can create barriers in our experience of life. And sometimes those walls come down in one sweep, but a lot of the times it's a brick by brick job. This takes vulnerability. It takes the willingness and sometimes a willingness to be willing to allow our thoughts, emotions, ideas, creativity, messiness, all of it to be fully seen, not only by ourselves, but others as well. And you know, our vulnerability can open doors for others to entertain their willingness to be willing. It's in exercising our letting go muscle that we gain a deeper understanding of our connection to ourselves, spirit, and the world around us. It's in the activity of allowing that our true self is found. Change brings us upfront and personal with infinite possibilities. And make no mistake, vulnerability is about change. We're either letting go of old ways of being, beliefs that no longer serve us, or we're welcoming our true nature and life-affirming desires. And you know, most often it's a sequential process that creates reciprocal exercise. We let go, we take in. It's the nature of the ebb and flow of the eternality of our life source. Pema Chodron in her wisdom writes, when we resist change, it's called suffering. But when we can completely let go and not struggle against it, that's called enlightenment. When we loosen our grip on old judgments and beliefs, our ability to create life as we want it in the light of what we know now is assured. You know, Dr. Wayne Dyer said, the more we are attached to people, things, ideas, and emotions, the less we are able to experience these phenomena authentically. He says, try squeezing a handful of water and see how quickly it disappears. But relax and let your hand flow in the same water, and you have the experience of the water as long as you like. This is the principle of detachment and flowing. Allowing things to flow naturally is the way of the universe. And he goes on, the universal mind of creation is in a constant state of supplying. It never shuts down. It takes no vacations. There are no days off, and it's perpetually giving forth in this flow, this dynamic flow. Allowing this all-giving source into your life means becoming aware of the resistance that you may be placing in the way of the abundance and the abundant living that's always being supplied. Our most powerful spiritual practice is taking our individualized experience of the presence of the divine with us into our daily life. And that means we open to the vulnerability of knowing that spirit is in every circumstance or situation. All we have to do is be aware, notice it, and call it forth. So this means that whenever we're uncertain about what's going on, we bring a spiritual principle into the process. We find a quality of God that could be revealed. We seek a healing thought within ourselves, and we remind ourselves of a spiritual truth that is applicable to the situation, and then watch everything turn around. Through willingness, awareness, and focusing on opening to our vulnerability, we can use our spiritual practices to let go of the shore and let the water of spirit carry us. Then we will truly understand and enjoy that flotation to which Judge Troward referred. Regardless of what our past experiences, behaviors, or actions may have been, we can rest assured that we are always fully supported as we learn the power of vulnerability and how to use it in our lives to create more good for ourselves and others. As Dr. Holmes advises us, releasing the weight of past limiting beliefs and judgments frees us to rise up in faith, which is mental assertion elevated to the plane of realization. He goes on to say how necessary it is not to attach our problems to divine mind, but to unite the divine mind with the answer to the problem. This means that we rearrange our thinking in such a way that we permit new ideas to flow in. We welcome that. The ideas, fears, and tensions that obstructed this flow are released. We let them go. The stream flows free again. And he goes on to say, God is the answer to every human problem. So God, Great Spirit, Allah, Buddha, the universe, whatever we choose to call our source, is always, has been, and always will be love. And that is always the answer. And as I say, love always prevails. And so it is. And now we'll just have a little prayer to cap that message. So if you'll join me for just a moment, take a soft focus on the room around you, or close your eyes if you're comfortable, or just simply look at the light wherever it may be in that room. Know that you are always one with that light, that each and every being has that element of the divine, that divine spark that is the light of creation, that is perfect, that is whole, that is complete. And so I speak my word about the wholeness and the perfection, the divine, original, natural pattern of perfection that is that original source of creation for each and every being. I know that that is love always. And I know that whatever appearances may be, love is the answer. Love is always the solution. And so in this moment, I just remind each of us to turn in and remember that love from which we were formed and of which we carry within us all the time. And when things require our shift in focus, let us put our spiritual lenses on and see the truth. See that spiritual quality in a situation, whatever it may be, knowing that as we turn to spirit, love always prevails. And so I bless each and every person here within the sound of my voice and beyond. And I bless all individuals, all beings everywhere who are in times of challenge, knowing that that same light, that same love fully supports them. And that the hope and the blessings of the love of one creates that unity and that path of freedom, so that all peoples may work together and live together in a world that works for all. And I give thanks for this. And I let it be. And so it is. And now, this is a really good reminder, this song, because when we open to vulnerability, we can say to Spirit, use me. This is one of my favorite songs. So get ready.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. As me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Anna, thank you so much for singing that song. That's truly one of my favorites. And now it's time for our conscious giving. You know, conscious giving is an important practice that we have. It's a spiritual practice for us in religious science. And so we have an affirmation. And if you'd like to take your gift before our ushers begin the collection of our offertory, if you'd like to take your gift, let's put our hands on our hearts with our gift, whatever it may be, time, treasure, talent. And if you want to join me, you can offer this affirmation because it's really a benefit for all of us, individually and collectively. So let's say together, I give thanks for my infinite possibilities of prosperity that I share with love and joy. Let's do it again. This is a powerful affirmation. Okay. I give thanks for my infinite possibilities of prosperity that I share with love and joy. You know, if you are not in the center, and if the ushers would begin the collection to go ahead and do that in the sanctuary, if you're not there, you will see the address at the bottom of the screen, and you can send your donation to Center for Spiritual Living Visalia, 117 South Locust Street, Visalia, California, 93291. You can also go on our website and do a donation right there. You know, the generosity of spirit and the love of spirit that created all of the financial abundance for us that has kept the center moving and operating through all experiences that it's had, continue to be flowing in. So we have this abundance, the joy, the beauty of the gifts that we receive that are from the love of pure spirit. And it's a delight for me as a minister to receive gifts because they keep our center going. They promote our teaching, and they do good work in the world. And I'm going to be blessing that in just a moment. So, having received those gifts, I want to give thanks. I want to give thanks for the love of pure spirit that flows through each and every person who gives so generously. Time, talent, and treasure. All three are needed to continue to support our center. And I know that that love of pure spirit that demonstrates through each life is returned 100-fold and more, because you can never outgive God. And so I bless these gifts. I know they do good work in our center, good work in our community, and good work in the world. And I give thanks and let it be. And now it's time for the peace song. So y'all can just get up, move around, make that circle as we do. And we'll be singing that here in just a minute. You'll be able to see the songs, so the words up on the screen, on the TVs in the center, and also you'll be able to see them online, and you'll be able to sing along online. It's a beautiful song. It's a reminder of what our truth is, you know, that beauty of peace and how we have a part in it. So if everybody's ready, I'm going to turn it over to the band.
there is peace on earth. I know it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
All righty. What a beautiful thing. I got to hear you all singing. That was wonderful. Thank you again, Donna. And now I want to give great thanks for Donna Williams again filling in for the music, and for Joey filling in for Joe, who's on tour, and also for our practitioner in Barbados, Sonia Hart. Thank you so much for being with us. And now it's the time that we get to do our favorite thing. So if you're new, everybody will tell you how this works. If you want to repeat after me, you'll see me do this. This is a very much fun thing for us to affirm. So something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Now, life is in my mind, and life is in my body, and it's in the body of my affairs, and I think it, and I feel it. Oh, and I love it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. And together we may say, thank you, life. And we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Hey, Sonia, bye-bye. We'll see you next time. Thank you.